Hey there, what is up? So I thought a good place to start here would be with a bit of mix prep and taking a look at my template here. This is the template I use for all my mixing sessions pretty much. Well, sometimes I start from scratch if I feel like it, but generally this is what I'll fire up. This is something that I've fine-tuned over the years. It's gone through many different versions. But so far this is what's working for me, and yeah, I mean, I'll let this available for you to download. Just click on the link underneath and you can have it for yourself and play around. It's nothing too crazy, but yeah, works pretty well. So let's just have a quick look what's going on. So basically what we've got here is I'm using Reaper to set up the channels with all my sends all colored in yellow. I've got my main folder for each instrument, which is labeled here: groups, drum group, bass group. We've got guitar group, keys, production, strings, anything else I want to add. This all feeds into an instrument group, so I can basically collapse all that down. All my instruments should go here, and then we've got vocal group. Again, we've got all the effects sends here in yellow. There's a whole bunch of stuff here which I like to start with. Just some good options. There's kind of the main groups. I'll put the actual audio tracks in here. Screams if I need it, or anything. Clean group, clean vocals, background vocals. I mean, I can add or change these kind of groups to whatever suits the song. And at the end, I've got just a bunch of sends here, which can be used by any instrument or, yeah, whatever I feel like there. So yeah, there's basically like three kind of main, these sends also, these three main groups here all send to the master bus. Currently there's nothing going on there, but I will be adding some processing pretty soon to this mix. So just a quick rundown of what's happening. All the instruments are going to a compressor here, and this is the Slate virtual bus compressor FG Red. I've got it set up at the moment. Fast attack, fast release, ratio around 4, drivers on 0. This high pass filter is on the highest, which is 150 Hertz. That's pretty important. And yeah, the threshold is there roughly, but I mean, we need to tweak that as we go. Also, we'll tweak the attack. Probably the release will stay the same, but it depends how much we want to push down really here. But we might want to let some through. The main purpose of having these split is really having the instruments compressed together, and then the vocals can be brought up next to that, and kind of they're not really affected by the compression on the instruments. They're going to be compressed individually, probably on the individual channels, and I find that they blend much nicer together. I can blend the vocals and the instruments much nicer together, and then everything's processed through my master chain here. So that's basically the idea. On my all drums bus, I've got all my parallel compression. I've got some cymbal parallel EQ here, which I use sometimes, like a low end punch thing I use sometimes. Drum reverb, plate reverb, small reverb, and like a tom reverb. Yeah, I don't really use like all 5 of these parallel compression. Generally speaking, I use this one nearly every single time. This is the U80 Fatso. I love this as a parallel compression. I also love the Valley People Dynamite. This sounds really cool, very aggressive, very crunchy, really cool character. So we'll we can play around with that. The other ones are pretty standard kind of compressor settings, compressors. They kind of work, but we can try out. So the symbol parallel is really just parallel EQ. Basically, there's like the high shelf here, which is boosting a little bit, and also here for around 6.7, 6.8. So I can kind of blend in a little bit of top end of the cymbals if I want to. Low end punch is like some subharmonic generation. I can send kicks and various things to, a bit of distortion. If I want some more sub out of my kick, I can blend that in here. This is my drum reverb for now. It's a plate here. This here is a really short ambient reverb, which I really like for snare. And this is tom reverb, which is a Lexicon UAD 224. Just set on the percussion plate setting here. So there's nothing on the drum group here that might change. Also the all drums, which is everything here. There is some stuff which is I could try out if I wanted to, some compression, some kind of saturation thing. This can be quite nice. Yeah, there's a few options. I like to use the Studio A800 here. Next up is just the bass group. There's a couple of channels set up here which I might use with the bass sound kind of split up, so I can just drag in the DI onto any of these channels. And I've got like a low end. It's just a lot of filtering going on, as you can see. This is a distortion channel with the SansAmp plugin here. Next up is guitars. There's a few effects here, like a chorus. There's a delay, another kind of granular delay thing, which is great. Those I can use if I want to send some of my guitars to. Nothing really else going on at the moment. Same with the other elements here. So next up we got vocals. Nothing on the whole vocal group. These are some of my effects I like to use. There's quite a lot going on here, but quickly there's this whisper effect, which you can get with this Morphoda, which is cool. There's my vocal reverb for now. Just something I have ready to go. This is like a vocal pad. It has a long delay into like a long reverb for some kind of synthy pad sounding effect on the vocal, which can be cool. Microshift here, like a chorus for a bit of widening. This is a doubler, the Waves Doubler 4 with a little bit of Devil Lock on and some de-essing, some EQ, a bit more of a sort of distorted doubler sound. This is also distorted doubler sound. This is a preset here on Echo Boy, so there's a couple options there. Space slap. This is a very short slap reverb with the Space Echo. Slap delay, again, it's like a really short slap delay here with Echo Boy. So there's two flavors there I can choose. We have a half note delay. Sorry, that should be all the way up. Half note. This one's quarter note. We have a space echo again. This is a quarter note. And this is a delay throw. This is a half note ping pong, which I can throw stuff into. Nothing much going on in the groups. I have at the moment set up a CLA vocals on the backing vocals preset. That gives you a pretty nice sound without having to like mix every individual backing track. That'll probably get everything sounding pretty nice. Some effects here at the end. Yeah, this is a JB delay. This is something that Joe Barresi did on his Waves tutorial. You can check it out. It's a delay with some doubling, some flanging, and into some guitar pedals, typical Joe style, I guess. There's a dynamic delay, which is using the isotope dynamic delay. Yeah, use this to compress down the delay when the vocals are happening, and then when the vocals stop, this delay will swell up basically, and so it won't cloud the vocals while they're singing, but it'll get nice delay tails at the end. This can be quite useful. Some effects here if I want. It's another reverb. This is pretty great for general instrument vibe. I like this one. This is another nice sounding reverb which I use. Black hole, yeah, if I want to use some black hole somewhere. This is a really cool reverb. The last one is this is my symphonic, kind of what I use on the bass actually, which is some kind of chorusy, flangey type stuff going on the bass to give it some kind of width. And yeah, that pretty much wraps that up. Next thing I'm going to talk about is the overall mix prep and importing the files and getting everything ready. So hang around for that.